Hey everybody, it's Craigsworldrocks, and so does yours. And once again, we are live, and we will wait for a few visitors to start to populate our live. Hey Clips, I see you've already jumped on, brother. Sorry. Takai, I got you. Takai, yep, I've got that right. I've remembered that. Awesome stuff, mate. Quite warm here in Melbourne today, mate, so not the most comfortablest days for hanging out, but the air conditioner's going and we're doing the best we can. I hope your day's been all right, mate. And I might just do a little bit of, let's do a bit of centered breathing, mate, while we wait for a few more people to join us. Something that I do once in a while to really, if things feel a bit out of whack for me, you don't have to close your eyes, you don't have to do anything, so it's just really focusing on your breathing, yeah? You're in Tassie, mate, yeah, sweet as. Got a mate down there. Well, you're never quite as warm as Melbourne, but it's nice down there, I really like Tassie. Been there a number of times, but just to say to myself, mate, I like to just breathe deeply, concentrate on your breathing. Just breathe in the nose, hold it for a moment, and then exhale. But you're actually breathing into the base of your stomach. So you don't want to bring the breath in high. You want to actually force your belly out, right? I've naturally got a little bit of those going on, a little bit of that going on. So we bring it into the diaphragm, and it's really that circular motion of breath that really helps just to bring you back to center with yourself. I find it's quite calming, it's quite centering. It's a natural thing to do for yourself when life's a bit out of kilter, right? Welcome to another person that has jumped on, whoever you may be. I'm Craig. This is Craigsworldrocks, and we are here hanging out and being positive with ourselves and helping everyone that comes onto this channel about, what makes a difference in your life, that you can change stuff in your life. Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. Welcome everyone. Craigsworldrocks. For those, if you have seen me and listened to me before, welcome. You are appreciated. You are loved. You are an amazing, unique individual. Let's start the time off like that, because you are. All right, you are. And you got to remind yourself, you got to keep putting out those thoughts to others around you and watch them come back. I've done it today myself with other colleagues that I work with. I've said, thank you very much, you're appreciated, bang. And they're like overwhelmingly positive back. You're amazing as well. And it is a great, Noax, how you going? I think it's all Knox, how you going? My friend, welcome along. It is my own personal task to pass on knowledge around how people, from what I've learned over my journey so far, how individuals can transform their lives for the better just by taking ownership of what you think, what you say, how you act, and basically being authentic with yourself. And it's a term that I'll go back to regularly. I don't want to say the same thing over and over again, but I know we have a rotating people that come on and check out my page, and I want to grow the family. I want people that are keen to learn a lot of these techniques and actions that you can do to transform your own world. I want you to be able to hang out, listen to those little tips and tricks that I'll throw out from time to time. Take on what you like, chuck out what you don't like. Simple as that. No one's here to tell you that you have to do exactly what someone else says. But, when people come into your life online or in physical life, face to face, there's a reason why these people have come into your life. And there's going to be something that someone picks up from myself, or maybe I'll pick something up from one of you guys with some amazing comment or experience that someone's had. But I want it to be a really safe place for us to speak openly, learn how to be more positive, and talk about successes, talk about things that have happened. No worries, my friend. Talk about experiences that happen that have worked, where it's worked. Let's pass on those experiences, because there's no point talking a lot of fluff, right? There's no point saying, oh, people have said blah, 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 but they haven't actually had a positive experience from it. You want to actually be able to get some feedback. If you're putting out a positive comment to someone, are you getting more positive back from people around you? Is there people online right now that have experienced that? Again, if you like what I talk about, guys, don't forget to sub, because when I jump on it, my live, you can see that I've popped on, and always welcome for you all to join and get some love from the old Craigster. And you are all appreciated. You are unique, magnificent individuals. Thank you very much, Knox. You are a legend. And, you know, tell your friends, tell people that you think could handle copping some positive comments towards themselves, who could help them lift their vibe. You know, be more positive. Change your life by being a glass half full, not a glass half empty, right? It's what you want to have your life to be like is what you have to act like, right? It's a simple truth. It's a simple truth, and you can prove this to yourself. Be more positive to the people that come into your life. It's really that simple. You don't have to be anyone special. We're all special. All of us. No one's better than anyone else. Everyone's really good at individual things. We have unique talents that you might be extra, you know, drawn to, I don't know, playing tennis, or you might be really skilled at that, or you might be someone that's really good at teaching people things, or you might be really good at, you know, understanding nature and natural stuff. It doesn't matter, but it's about passing on the positive knowledge to those who are interested in learning the things that you love to do. And if you do the things that you prefer in life, your life will transform for the better, right? You're good at tennis? Beautiful. I played tennis as a young guy. Love tennis. Tough game to be really good at. A lot of practice needed, you know, but really, really good for fitness, etc., etc. And maybe I should look at taking it up again. Let's all be honest. So again, guys and girls, absolutely, it's fun. It is fun. Getting outside and doing activities is fun. Actually talking to your friends and family and experiencing life is fun. Anything that you enjoy doing is obviously fun, and that lifts the fun experiences, lift your vibration. When you feel better about you, you're clearer, and you get to connect with more of who you are. This is the secret to life. That's what I believe. That's as far as I've got so far. That the more we lift that vibration, the more clearer we become, the more we get to understand who we truly are. Why are we living this life? What's the purpose? Those answers are in each of us. There is a reason you chose to live this life. There might be many, many reasons. But until you clear away a lot of those blockages and other people's opinions out of the way, often you're not getting that clarity within here. And I think I was starting the live tonight by just talking about simple breathing. You know, when life is out of control, when we feel out of control, you know, stop. You don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to call it meditation. Breathe in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. Controlled breath, focus on it. Amazingly powerful to actually keep you centered. All right, excellent stuff. Ernlin Law, that's a lot of letters. Mate, you're a positive guy. I appreciate you being on here, mate, and hanging out. Really do. We need lots more people like you. Lots more people like you, mate. Lulu, hello. How we going? Law, and I'm going to get that wrong. Hi, how we going? Welcome to Craigsworldrocks. I am Craig, your host, and this is a place where if you need a bit of a pump up, if you need to be, feel good, I'm glad that you're good. I am feeling fantastic. I'm from Australia. Melbourne, Australia is where I am. That's the most accurate space that or that's the place where I'm from. And if you need an uplift, if you need to feel better about yourself, I'm here to tell you and everyone else, you are a unique, amazing, special, fantastic, perfect being. That there's nothing wrong with you. There never has been and there never will be, and you can create and experience whatever you want in your life. It does not have to be hard. It can be fantastic. You can learn the same lessons in a positive way. Let's all take control of that, because you can prove this to yourself really simply by talking to people that come into your world really positively. Thank you so much for doing that for me. You are so appreciated. You're a wonderful person. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much. What comes back from that individual or those people will be positive back to you. They have no choice. This is the thing about transforming what's around you, transforming your own area of creation. Oh, well, welcome from Paris. Oh my God, that is a long way. That is a long way, all the way to sunny Melbourne. Well, today we've had a bit of sun. It's pretty humid. It's not the most comfortable days. Well, that's correct. Connor's my friend. I am Australian. I always find it funny when someone says you've got an Australian accent. Well, I hope so, because I've lived here for all my life. If I picked up another accent, I'd be wondering where I got that from. Mystic Gamer, yes, you're from Brisbane. I knew that one. The real Flipsy, what state you live? What state you live? Well, I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Where are you hanging from? Where are you hanging out from? It's great that everyone's chiming in from different parts of the country and looking for some positive content and some positive attitude to, we should be saying positive things to everyone around us and to ourselves every day, right? It's something that I've always, WA, well, whew, that's right down the west, isn't it? Obviously, it's Western Australia. But you have such good weather in WA, right? Like, no worries, Takai. So beautiful weather in WA. Can't say I've ever been to WA. It is somewhere that I guess one day I might get over and visit. Lots of good gold prospecting and stuff like that. That's a little bit of an offshoot hobby that I don't mind doing once in a while. Yep, even is December. Yep, absolutely. I welcome you all. And look, the lives is something that I've done a lot of videos about, lots of different things, and I want you all to know, the guys that are on here at the moment, please make sure you sub, so that, because I'm going to be doing a little live sessions from now on. I think authenticity is the best way for me to connect with everyone. You can simply see, I'm a standard bloke that has had lots of experiences through my life. I've hung out with lots of, I've known many psychics, spiritual people, mentors, crystal work, been in circles, had lots of deep, interesting conversations with many wonderful people over the journey, and there's a lot of knowledge that I've built up over that time, and I just want to share that. Mimi Mimi with an R. Mimi, welcome in the great state of USA. I've never been there yet. Always wanted to get to America, USA. One day I will get there. Love your country. Love it, right? Love Australia. I've had friends that have gone over to the States and they love it. And it's just, you're genuine. Everyone's so genuine. And, for me, that's life, right? Be genuine. Like, don't try and be someone that you're not, right? Don't be someone... okay, cool. Don't be someone that you're not just to make other people happy. It's very important that we be our genuine self, because if you're your genuine self, you'll attract the same people to yourself. You attract the right people to you, the genuine people. If you're trying to be someone, you're not just to be popular or just to connect with a group, you're gonna get that type of person attracting to you, and they're not the right people. You know, we have to love who we are. Is there nice places in Melbourne? I live in Western Australia. There is magnificent places in Melbourne. You know, it is absolutely the coffee capital of the world. We love our coffees here. Beautiful coffee. If you're a coffee lover, come to Melbourne. You'll never want to leave. You can get a fantastic coffee on every corner. And, you know, as far as like, we've got the mountains, we've got the beaches, we've got the open spaces, we've got the wineries, we've got just so much stuff to enjoy, right? So, it's a big city. 6 million people live in Melbourne, Victoria. And so it's really, yeah, it's really somewhere that's worth coming to visit. I mean, there's something for everyone in Melbourne, okay? So if you're ever thinking of a place to go and check out, Melbourne's not a bad choice. There's lots and lots of different things to experience and do. And we also see ourselves as the sporting capital of the world. So if you love your sport, there's always huge activity. We always have a great amount of bands coming from overseas. They love coming to Melbourne. We're a real rock state. I mean, I grew up being right into my heavy metal and from that era in the 90s, and love all that. Love Bon Jovi and Metallica and AC/DC and all that stuff, all that music. It's fantastic stuff. It's just let your hair down, have a great time, treat people with genuine respect, and enjoy your life and have fun, and it comes back tenfold, right? I mean, that's something that I'm just really trying to, your best friend, Mike. Okay, really? Okay, all right. No, awesome. Welcome. I appreciate all you guys for jumping on. If you haven't subbed, do sub, because I'm focusing on lives now. I want to connect with everyone genuinely. If you like what I talk about, take what you like, chuck out what you don't like. It's really that simple. I'm not here to say that my way or the highway. That's ridiculous. I think that each person it's about us finding our true selves, reconnecting with our authentic self. I think that when I look at my life, I think it's about remembering who you were as a kid. And as a kid, you didn't have those blockages and limitations that we put on ourselves as adults. And as a kid, we're freer to go and do the things that we just really want to do because they give us joy. Jade Lawless, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Craigsworldrocks, so does yours, all right? Please, always, take what you like, chuck out what you don't like. Subscribe if you like my positive attitude. Let's stop for a second. All 8 of you guys online, guys and girls, you are authentic human beings. You deserve the best. You are the best. You are perfect already. You don't have to change a thing. Embrace who you are. Be who you are, and put out the greatest, most positive thoughts and comments to the people in your world around you, and your world will transform for the better. That is the message that we will keep driving, we will keep talking about. Yes, the 12 apostles are in Melbourne. Yes, they are. And they are, I think they are like breaking a lot. Like, is that the sandstone rocks? I think they're being deteriorated by the weather. But they're still there. They're still there. Jade Laws, what are we talking about? My channel is about making sure or helping to show people that the more positive you are to the external in your life, the more positive and better things will transform in your life. That is simply what my YouTube page is about. You know, you have the power to transform your life for the better. If you want to act, now I'm going to say half a swear word here, if you want to act like a dick to people and you want to put people down, you think it's funny talking or being a smart ass, guess what? Those things are kind of like real. Your subconscious hears you saying that for real, and then you start to create that stuff onto yourself. You want to be very aware of what you're saying. Treat people in the most uplifted, positive way you can. That will come back to you. And your world, woo! I know, I said half a swear word, but it was necessary for the understanding of that comment. We need to focus on the positive. We need to put out to everyone, no Axe, thank you for being here, mate. I appreciate you. Come back anytime. All right, Takai, no problem, mate. Behave yourself. Enjoy the evening. Everyone that's on, you know, it is that. It's really that simple, okay? We're here to hang out for a bit. We're here to make sure, if there's any questions that, you know, any of you guys want to throw out or something that's been bugging you in life that you want my perspective on, happy to do it. But remember, my comments are, you know, to be taken what you like and chuck out what you don't. So there might be something in it. So, you know, if you've got anything that's been troubling you or situations that have been, you know, causing grief, by all means, feel free, open forum, you're safe here. But quite humid today. So, you know, everyone, being a better person, let's get back to that basics again. It's being authentic, right? Heart chakra, guys, right here. You, it's all about you. It's all about you. You know if you're lying to yourself, okay? You know that. If you've said a lie to someone, if you've told someone something because you just want to make them think that you believe that and you've lied to them, your true self, you're the only one that knows that you've lied. And not being authentic is not attracting the right people to you. You're attracting the unauthentic people to you. Be very, very aware of that. Please understand that for yourselves. The true you exists in your heart. That's why I talk about when you're a child and you just I'm just being Craig and I'm getting into the things I want to get into and I'm doing the things I want to do. I'm riding my bike and I'm digging holes and I'm eating the foods that I love the taste of or whatever, right? You're living from the heart. You're living from the authentic you. Please try it. If you've never tried it, try it. You might be absolutely blown away. I would suggest strongly, if you honestly do things from the heart, if you speak from the heart and you say, this is who I am, guys, I love this and I do that and I want this and I do that, you will attract that into your life more. I haven't met anyone that wouldn't want that. But I don't think we've ever been told by many people that that's how it works. You see, you can have a belief, but not really do anything about it. My whole thing is about we're living a physical life. We need to actually action what we believe, right? We need to action it. So do what you want to have happen, right? So do that with other people. I think you're amazing. I hope for much, much abundance in your life. I hope that's coming for you. If you know, I want that person here. Look, take $10 because, hey, you need it. You're telling the universe to actually send abundance to you because you're acting that way to people outside yourself that are in your reality. Now, I'm not asking you to give away all your money. It's the action. It's the actual physical action. Put a little bit out, tenfold comes back. Because the reflection around you is of you. So you have to kind of treat people completely opposite to what most people treat them like. They treat them like strangers and they treat them like they don't care about them. And we've closed it. Society has allowed us to close ourselves off from everyone else. Have you noticed, like, okay guys, so I'm 56 years old. So when I was a kid, kids were on the streets riding their bikes, hanging out. We were all just with our boom boxes, playing, blah, 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 a lot more freedom. Today, you hardly see a kid running around on the street when they're at home. They're all inside. They're all on YouTube, and that's why people like me are coming onto YouTube to get our message out there or try to get our message out there. And for me, this is a genuine mission. This is a mission to help people out there transform what they're doing. Try something different. Life is change. Don't be afraid of change. I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again. Every second of your existence, you're changing. You're getting older. You're getting older. Every millisecond, change. The now keeps changing. We are change. Embrace change. Accept it. Want it. You want change for the better. For the better, for the better, for the better, for the better. You want to keep rolling that on. There's no place you're going to get to where I'm here and everything stops and I don't have to do anything for the rest of time. We are beings that want to keep learning, want to keep growing, want to keep expanding, want to change, because that's who we are. We are change. All right? So let that settle for a bit. We are change. So if we are that and we want to be authentic self, we have to embrace it. Physically embrace change. Be happy when change happens, because it means that you are not stagnant. It means that you are letting the things go that you don't really prefer, and you're making space for the new, more positive things to come in. And up goes your vibration, and up goes the creation around you to be better and clearer and more fun, and suddenly you've got more abundance in your life, and you can travel to places that you've only ever seen on the net, and you know, your world expands. See, we limit ourselves. We're a human, we're in a body, we're limited, but we limit ourselves with what we believe. We need to allow ourselves to grow. And I think as we get more clear and more clarity and more positive, etc., which is what my basis to everything I talk about is about, you will start to get clearer answers about yourself, right? Because it's not about looking for an answer to life, the universe, and everything out there. It's about opening up yourself and clearer and allowing the answers that you already know to come into your conscious mind. You already know why you're here. You just don't remember in general. Most people don't remember. But you already have the answers. You just have to unlock them. You kind of have to get out of the way yourself. So remember, and that's where I'm at, right? That's where I'm at. I myself am trying to get out of my way and allow more positive in. I'm certainly not there yet. You know, my loved ones and family, we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all at different levels. We're all doing our own things. But, you know, you got to get out of your way. Remember, if you like what I'm talking about, don't forget to sub, because when I jump on live, we're going to keep having these conversations. We've got to repeat, right? Because saying a mantra to yourself once doesn't lock it in. It doesn't change your belief. It's the beginning. We need to make it so programmed, the positive so programmed, that transforms your world, okay? So I'm truly of the belief that this is the type of thing I need to be doing. I need to be talking to all of you guys just about taking control of your life and making an effort to put out positive. Try what I'm talking about. Be authentic. Speak from your heart. Talk positive to everyone. Watch how they talk to you back. They won't talk to you badly. They'll talk to you really in the same way, probably even better. The more you tell someone they're amazing, what do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to go, you're an idiot? You know, they're not going to do that. They're going to go, oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're so fantastic too. You're going to be starting this chain of events that love is in control of, that love grows us, that lifts us. That's the secret. That's the secret. If you want to know what the secret is, that's it. Love yourself. Love yourself enough to understand that we're a part of everything, and that everyone else deserves to love themselves too, and everyone else deserves to experience the things that they want to experience too. Life's a trip, guys. It is an absolute trip, but it is a great ride, right? And this is where I'm at with my own learning right now. I'm being brutally honest with all of you out there. It is about doing that, about being authentic. You can transform your own life whenever you're ready. At any second. Every second, life changes. You choose when you change what you do. And you don't have to wait for other people to change. You'll never change anything too much if you're waiting for other people to change for you. If you're trying to work on other people, I'll make them better. I'll make them better. And then my life will be better because I've made them better. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You have a great day too. And I think that might be an old comment. But I get distracted. You know, guys and girls, the only person that you can transform in your life is you. And there's a reason for that. Because if you could change other people, which one would you choose to change first? And would you have to get permission from that person first before you tried to change them? It just doesn't work. If you're truly trying to change other people around to make them fit into what you want, it's the opposite to what you need to do. You're just doing it backwards. Don't worry about them. Focus on you. How do you want people to talk to you? How do you want people to treat you? You then start to treat other people exactly like that. You lead. Be the leader in your own life. Be the leader. I like that one. Be the leader. Lead. All of you are magnificent. Magnificent, perfect human beings, spiritual beings. You've all been living way longer than any of you can remember, because we all don't remember. When we come into this as a baby, all we know is what the hell's going on. I can think for myself. This woman is telling me to do things and drink this milk out of a bottle, or this my dad, whoever this is going off and working, and then suddenly, we have to eat this to live, and I've got these toys I can play with, and what the hell is this place, right? We don't know. We don't remember. I mean, there are some people that say they remember what was going on before they stepped into this life, and I think that's a part of our brain that is closed off to us, because we're living in a 3D world. We're very low, blocked type of vibration, right? But if we live more positive, if we live with more joy and more love, your vibration raises, and I believe that other part of your brain, suddenly you'll find you've got access. Now, there's a lot of information that I throw out through my talks, a lot. And the last week I've been doing lives. I'm repeating a lot of the things I say, but I'm doing it on purpose, everyone. I'm doing it to help a lot of you, the initial people that have joined me, that are hanging out, that are listening to how I talk. I hope that it helps you empower yourself a bit more, right? I am a natural extrovert. I can stand up in front of thousands of people and chatter away, and it doesn't affect me. I'm not nervous or uncomfortable. Public speaking has never been a problem for me. But you don't have to be overconfident or an extrovert to actually transform your life. You have to be genuine. And authentic, genuine people, it's a sad state of affairs, but there's not enough of us out there living that way. Most of us that are living our lives out there aren't being authentic. We're often pretending to be someone that we're not, putting it into really basic terms. And I think if I was asked a few people that are on right now having a listen, you'd probably know people that live and they act a certain way so that everyone likes them. And you kind of can pick up that they're not fully being authentic or genuine with themselves. And so they don't really get to experience what I'm hoping that some of you start to take on some of this knowledge and actually start to focus on your authentic, perfect selves and living authentically. Living with love in your life. Genuinely, a lot of people, and guys, a lot of guys, they have trouble saying, I love me, Craig. Craig, I love you, you're awesome. hands on my heart, I love me. Craig, you're awesome. Do that once a day for yourself, obviously with your own name, unless your name's Craig, and then you can say, I love Craig too, right? So there's other techniques that I've been told over the years that work, where you can stand in front of a mirror in the bathroom and you can look into both your eyes. Now, if you've ever looked into the mirror and actually done or had a true look at yourself, often your eyes are both looking at one eye. Both eyes will naturally look at one eye. But to truly look into your true, authentic soul and spirit and who you are, both eyes, look into both eyes. And just relax and stare at that for a while. You might be amazed at what transforms with the way that you look. I'll repeat that later. We've got people coming and going. So, what else is going on here? Oh, we've got, okay. It's up to you. Let's see, website. 3 viewers. Yeah, that's all good. Name's Jensen. Sorry, Jensen, if I missed you. How are ya? NSI, yo, welcome. I'm just zipping through a names. Oh, nice short. Nah, Beavis and Butthead, mate. They make you laugh, eh? I love it. Jamie Brady, how you going? Welcome. Look, if any of you guys are still on, I don't know, because I have trouble scrolling because I get caught up in my talking. So please, I'm back down the bottom now, so I'll be able to see any comments coming through. But it is about, we go back to it all the time. I go back to it all the time. It's a really strong thing to start with. Are you being an authentic person? Hey, anyone here want to answer that? Do you know Big Tom from East Croydon? Big Tom from East Croydon. Can't say I do. Toby, is it? Toby? Can't say I do. Not sure. I know a few Toms, but not one from East Croydon. Yeah. Do, any of you guys that are on at the moment, thanks, mate. I appreciate you a lot, right? Really do. And it starts with individuals, right? That's what I believe. One person can change the world, my friend. And each of us that makes an effort to transform our lives, to make our lives better, that's what this is about. Here's a book. I don't know if you guys have ever read the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull, but have a read of it. Have a read of it. One of my favorite books. It's about a seagull, yes. When I was younger, I had a few mates that used to call me Jonathan. So, I continue that attitude and I love it. Because it's just, life interests me, right? Life, talking about life. Not enough people do it, It's the most important thing. What is life? Where are we going? Where have we been? Who are we? Can we find out answers? Well, the only person that you can absolutely trust in this life is yourself. Because you shouldn't be lying to yourself. You should know, honestly, what you're thinking about yourself and everyone else out there. So, Toby, are you someone that tries to live an authentic life? Do you try and live your truth, who you are? I'm asking you directly now, Toby, if you're still there with me. Is that something that you've tried to do or are you doing? And because it's live, I can wait for a response. Maybe Toby's there, maybe he's not. Are you still there? I'll wait for your answer to come through if it comes through. But if anyone's online, if it's something you've never tried to do, if you're someone that goes, look, all my friends think a certain way, I don't want to go rocking the boat, I really want to just be part of that group. Being who you truly are is going to siphon out the ones that really you don't need in your life. Acquaintances, people don't need acquaintances. Acquaintances are people that are not really caring about you. They're kind of energy suckers a bit, and some people feel they need lots of acquaintances, but I'm telling you, you don't. You need genuine people in your life. You need genuine friends, right? People that absolutely Love your unique self. Think about that. You have one or two true friends and your world just transforms. If you have all these wannabe acquaintances around you, who can you really talk to? And if you haven't got any true friends, you can come on Craigsworldrocks and you can actually talk to me, all right? Because I want you to learn how to be authentic and believe in yourself enough that you start to live authentically. I am Craig. I love myself. I talk a lot. I know a lot about a lot of things, and I enjoy passing it on, right? I just want genuine people to hang out and be interested in learning about themselves more and more and more. How are we going, Mike? How you doing, mate? Welcome aboard. Is this the first time? I haven't seen your name before, I don't think. Is this the first time you've come on to Craigsworldrocks? Because if it is, you are an amazing individual. You are unique, authentic, perfect in every way. Go forward, live your life to the fullest, mate. Here at Craigsworldrocks, I talk about being and connecting with who you truly are, mate. And if we act unauthentic, if we aren't really being who we are, you're appreciated, mate. You are absolutely appreciated. If we don't be our true selves to everyone else that we come in contact with, we're going to attract people that aren't true with themselves. And so we're not really attracting the real right people to us that we want. The friends that are like family, the friends that are like want to know you because of you, right? I talk about a lot of this stuff all the time, Mike, and I'm just focused on you for the moment. But, you know, make sure you sub if you like the things I talk about, because this is about, my thing is about passing on the knowledge that I've learned throughout my journey in this life. And there'll be things that hopefully you like, and there'll be things that you don't. Take what you like, chuck out what you don't like. It's about clearing away the crap so you can lift your vibe and you can have better things coming into your own world. I'm very much someone that believes that we can transform our own reality for the better. You have the power. You are amazing. Every single person comes into this world uniquely and pure and empowered. As a baby, we have no blockages. Everyone goes, wow, look at the perfect person. Mate, welcome. If you're on the same level, you have found a kindred spirit in me, my friend, and you are welcome, because my journey is about creating this family, right? I was doing the last 18 months, I've come back to, I suppose, connect and try and pass on what I've learned and my knowledge, and hopefully help as many people as I can transform their lives for the better. I've done a lot of individual videos on my YouTube channel about many different topics, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of other things that'll come up, and I'll think to myself, I've got to do a video about that. But I've found in the last 2 weeks, I've been jumping on doing lives crazy for the last week and a half, and people appreciate seeing the authentic me, just like we're talking now. And I think that's really important to find those connections, so that, you know, anytime you have questions about anything, mate, you want to throw a question out, or maybe even, you know, throw it on my YouTube channel and chuck out a question on one of the videos that comes to my attention. And, you know, I'll talk about it in a live, but hopefully when you're on there, I'll be able to answer those things and give you my perspective. And it's something that I'm passionate about doing. And, mate, appreciate you, Mike. Thank you for hanging out and coming on. And, yeah, hope you sub and you keep on keeping on, and spread the word about me, mate. You know, I want to talk to people about empowering themselves, and it's through actions, right? Yeah, mate, no, they are. It's 100% me. I mean, I don't sit there and cut and paste. I'm 56 years old. I'm not that good with with all the computer stuff, right? So I got family that are helping me out, but I'm very much straight down the line. I mean, I will talk, and it's just stuff that I understand or have a belief on. Mate, you hang out as long as you want, chat, questions pop up for you, mate, you throw them out, and hopefully I'll be onto them fast and I won't leave you hanging too long. don't take it personally if I do. Sometimes I get distracted with my own chatting away. But, you know, look, welcome aboard, mate. And you are appreciated. And, you know, and I'm going to say it again. Yeah, I'm from Melbourne. Everyone has to understand. Oh, not has to understand. Sorry, I'll take that back. Everyone has to really, I suppose, prove to themselves that what we say and do and think actually creates what happens in our own lives. So if that's true, and when you talk, you prove it every day. If you talk really badly to someone, you're probably going to react a bad reaction back from them, correct? And vice versa. If you tell someone, thank you so much, you've been so helpful, I really appreciate it, you're a lovely person, blah, 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 they'll go, oh, thank you so much, oh, you're fantastic too, and it comes back at you. And what does that mean though? A lot of people go, well, what does that do? It lifts our vibration. Everyone, it lifts our vibration. It makes you clearer. Now, why do I want to lift my vibration? Well, the number one thing I've come to realize is that the clearer and the higher and the more positive your vibration is, the more you connect with who you really are. You know, we're all looking for the reason that we're here. Everyone's going, oh, why are we here? Why are we living this life? And life's crazy. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. The answer is within each of us individually, because we chose to come here individually. I made the decision before I came here, from what I've been able to piece together over all these years. I've made a decision before I came here, and I said, you know, I'm going to live a life. I'm going to be Craig, and I'm going to have a family, and I'm going to do certain jobs, and I'm going to try and go through my own hardships, and then come out the other side and find my spiritual connection with myself, and then hopefully be able to teach and pass on that knowledge to others. I don't like to put a label on anything, so for me, religion and even metaphysics and all these terms, they don't matter to me. I would be classed as a spiritual person as such. That's it, right? I believe in life. I believe that we are eternal. I believe there is no one that is going to judge any of us when we cross over. The only person that will judge you is you, but you won't really judge you. You'll just have a check out of how it all went and did I tick many boxes, right? Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely awesome stuff, mate. It is. It's being genuine. It's being honest and genuine. You can't lie to yourself, right? You can, but that's ridiculous, right? It's about you. It's about you. You can't run away from the truth. So if life is change, okay, and I said this earlier, Mike, and you might have missed this one, but if life is change, because every second, millisecond of everything we exist, we change. I can't do it fast enough. But we're constantly changing, right? At every millisecond, we change. So if we are change, if that's who we are, we never stay the same. We need to embrace the truth. We need to cuddle the truth. We need to be the best version of change. We need to want change to come in, right? You know the old adage of clear out your closets of some of the old things and you make space for, you know, new stuff to come in. If you don't clean out your closet, you stay locked in and you're changing, but you're staying the same all the time as you're changing. You're not really allowing the flow of life, right, to improve what's around us. And I use a lot of hand gestures. I'm not Greek, I'm not Italian, there's a lot of mix in me, nationality-wise. I couldn't tell you all the different parts. But and I use my hands a lot, but, you know, we want to embrace and be change. We want to love change. We want to invite change. Change is always for the better when it's true change. When you let go of things that you see them as blockages, you go, oh, look, I don't want to think like that. When you say something to someone, you go, oh, that was pretty bad. I shouldn't have said that. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to do that anymore. When you recognize that you don't want to do something, you instantly disperse the belief. And then you have the opportunity to say, I want to now be like this. I want to be the new version in this next millisecond of life, I will instantly transform that attitude. I think the more we lift the vibration, the more we clear the negative, and look, I'm not a perfect person by any stretch, right? Perfect people don't feel that there's anything to change anyway. But you need to be authentically honest with who you are. And that's the good, the bad, the ugly. That's all parts of yourself. I love all the parts of myself. I don't get upset about, when I'm a bit rough around the edges sometimes with the way I talk. I mean, I grew up hanging out with a lot of bogans. I'm a bit of a bogan. What's wrong with that? I'm authentic. I love being me, and I am not going to change for anyone. Okay, Craig loves being Craig, and that's all I need, right? And I want all of you, Mike, as an example, be the best version of Mike you can be, mate. Test the waters on a daily basis. I like to prove things to myself. So I know this is the first time you're on my page, Mike, but something I've told everyone at different times. People go, oh, is there life after death? Something that many of us don't talk about. Over 30 years ago, so it's a couple of years ago now, but in the 90s, yes, this is in the 90s, I was given a book by a friend. It was called Out-of-Body Travel. It was something to do with out-of-body travel. And I'd found out about it through a meditation class I was going to, that people were talking about it. And I said, well, this sounds crazy, right? That's what I thought. This sounds bloody crazy. But me being me, I go, well, if it's real, maybe I'll try it and I'll see if I can learn it, what they're saying. If it's genuine, something will happen. If it's not genuine, I move on. That's a bit of hokum, right? Because as much as I'm a very open-minded, positive individual, I'm a skeptical person. I'm not easy to fool, because I'll prove the things to myself. If something exists in life, if there is something outside the norm that people say is real, I want to go and check it out. I want to prove it to myself, because the only person you've got to prove any of these things to is you. So getting back to my thing about the out-of-body, so I did the technique. So there was, in this particular book, I'll have a sip of water here. Sorry, Mike, I'm keeping you hanging on, mate. In this particular book, there were 10 techniques. Oh, by the way, side note, I've lost the book now. I don't know what happened to it many years ago, but I wish I still had it. It was a black and a green book. But so there were 10 different techniques to making you separate from the physical body. This is what the book described. So I went, okay, what am I good at? And I was going through the different techniques, and one of them stood out to me because I was really at that stage. I was learning to trust my intuition, trust the first thought. The first thought's always right. One of the chapters had concentration of will. I'm very good at holding a thought in my head and repeating and focusing and focusing and focusing and focusing like a madman. I've always been very good at that. So I tried the concentration of will technique. Now, I did it. I'd go to bed and I'd lay there in bed, and at the end of the day, you're tired. So at first, I was doing the breathing where I'd breathe in my nose, out my mouth, I'd relax, I'd tell myself to relax, do the technique, and then you were supposed to get to a point where you were so relaxed, but you weren't falling asleep, that the first thing that was supposed to happen was this vibration would come on. Now, I did this for a week, 2 weeks. Not too much was happening, but I kept falling asleep. So after about 2 weeks, one of the nights I got to where I remember I relaxed down, but I was holding my consciousness at that really more of a deep level. And the next thing I realized, I feel this shaking inside my body. Very minor at first, like, but then as it shook more, I could hear a sound in my head it was a sound going along with the shaking. But I was laying still. I knew my body was still, but I was shaking inside my body. That freaked me out, right? When that first happened, I was like, what was that? What was that? And I pulled myself out and I woke up and I was like, oh no, that that was what they said the vibration was. So, yeah, the humming and vibrating, that's when your spirit is getting ready to separate. They say that every person's spirit body separates from the physical every night to recharge and do things outside of your body. But most of the time we are asleep and we are unconscious of what we're doing, but our subconscious is in control of what's going on there. That's the crazy thing, right? So anyway, I ended up doing the technique for another week, and I'd bring on these vibration sensations, and it got to the point where I was laying there and the vibration was meh, and it was like it was still. And the book had said, when I'd read through the book, that when the vibration stops shaking, but it's just a singular sound, that is the point where you can separate. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but when you're trying to move your arm but not move your arm, that's freaky. And I was having trouble doing it. And I'd get to that vibration, and then it would get tired after a couple of nights. I just couldn't make it happen. And then after about 3 or 4 nights of getting to that point and it became normal, one night I dropped my consciousness, dropped off. Yeah, it's the shock, it's the fear. There's fear levels, Mike, as you go through. So if you want to get to the point where you experience it, you've got to keep breaking through your own fear. And that's very tough, right? Won't say it's not, very tough. So, but you can do it, right? But I fell asleep, but it was like I dropped off for a split second, and then suddenly I was conscious again. And when I came back conscious, I was sitting up. And I'm like, my eyes had been closed, and I was laying down, I was sitting up, and I had my eyes closed, and I'm like, wow, I feel pretty good. And I opened my eyes, and I looked down at my arm, and I saw a blue vibrational, like vibration, my arm, my hand, everything. The whole thing was like blue energy. And I looked at my other arm, and I looked down, and I realized that my spirit body was out from my waist up, out of the physical. My body was still laying down behind me. I turned and saw my face. Man, freaked the hell out instantly, because I thought to myself, how am I going to get back in my body? And boom, straight away back into the body. So that experience, and I did it one other time as well, but that experience, and I haven't done it since, that experience basically proved to me that we go on. So it's not about other people, but I did that to prove it to myself, and everyone can, and you can take it further. There's a great book on out-of-body traveling written by an author called Robert Monroe. He is no longer with us. He passed quite a few years ago. Robert Monroe wrote the book Journeys Out of the Body. He's probably one of the most well-known authors on his experiences of traveling outside the physical body and all the experiences and how it happened for him. I believe in the early time with Robert Monroe, he was quite ill, and the illness, when he was at home, brought on the vibrations which created the separation, and then he learnt about it and got into it. So, yeah, Mike, it was one hell of an experience, mate, and it was in my 20s. It was like over 30 years ago now, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. So, you know, I think that's a pretty cool story through something that I got to do. And I was just passionate about, once I knew there was a vibration, I had to investigate further. Because, you know, well, I'll be honest, my father that raised me till he left, he basically was an atheist at the time. He didn't believe in life after death. And so I had no real direction in that space. So I really had to prove things for myself, you know. It wasn't the afterworld. I tell you what, Roadstrom, everything that I talk about here, it's genuine for me. And if you want to experience things outside the norm, or you got to prove them to yourself. If you really want to know more about who you are as a human being, you've got to break through fear barriers, and you've got to break through beliefs that have been programmed on us by people that have raised us that know a hell of a lot less than what we ourselves should know, right? There's much, much more to embrace out there in this world and this existence. I'm open to it. I'm open to learn. I'm open to experience the incredible shit. And That's me, guys and girls. That's me. It's, you know, go out there and live your life to its fullest. Got close with mirror gazing. You know, the mirror techniques work really, really well. Did you hear me say that when you stare into a mirror, you want to stare the right eye, left eye into the left eye, right eye into the right. So you want to have both eyes looking at both eyes in the mirror, and let yourself go. Let everything kind of go hazy, and then watch what happens on the mirror. It's a pretty cool thing. If you relax yourself while you're looking and you let your eyes go a little bit fuzzy, you'll watch who you are maybe transform into other faces. Let's just say that. Because the funny thing about smoke scared me. The funny thing about ourselves, this is the thing that we don't understand, is that we've lived probably thousands of lives, maybe hundreds of thousands of lives. I don't know how long we've been alive for. I don't know how long we've been existing for. If we're beings that have been existing since the dawn of time, and we've been having lives here, there, and everywhere, and there's parallel dimensions, and there's different races of beings here and there and all whatever, which I haven't met any aliens yet, so I haven't met any aliens, but I have seen plenty of crazy things in the sky, and I do believe that they're here on this planet. I do fully believe that. I love stargazing. Great hobby. Get out there, speak to the sky, speak to our extraterrestrial friends if you like, on your own, and see if they respond, because I'm telling you, there's someone hanging around. And if they're that higher vibrational beings, if they're that advanced, they're not going to be negative. They're here to help us. They're here to help us evolve. That's what I believe, right? Heart and heart, I think that if any beings have evolved where they can manipulate space and time, and they can come and go at will, if that's what they all say, then they've got to be pretty connected, right? Because I believe the only way we can get a real clear understanding of who we really are is actually lift your vibration and honestly clear away the crap that we've been programmed with. That's it. We are all stardust, nothing more, nothing less, and stardust goes on forever, as does your consciousness, as does your thoughts. Consciousness doesn't disappear. You know, the amazing thing about our brains, the physical brain, is that 90-odd% of our brain, grey matter, we don't use. Now, it's there for a reason, isn't it? Isn't that logical to think it's there for a reason? There are things about ourselves that we do not understand and we have not tapped into. And the only answer that I can come up with after all these years is I need to be the most positive, clear, uplifted individual I can be, because when I'm like that, I feel like I've got unlimited energy. And when I was half out of my body, that's how I felt. I felt like I was untouchable, 100 times more powerful than any of us feel in the physical body. It was a pretty mind-blowing experience for me, and you know that I'll talk about it to anyone that's interested in listening. And these are experiences, things that I've experienced. You can take it to the bank. If you want to know how to do these things, and if I've actually done them, I will pass on. I will tell you the techniques that I've done to help you guys try and do it yourself. It's only your fear that stops you trying things outside of the norm, right? Or experiencing things that, you know, aren't normal, right? What is normal? What is normal? There's nothing normal. We're spirits that live in body. We're spiritual beings that are living a human existence, and we're all doing the same thing. So do you think we should be helping each other to get the most out of this experience and actually understand what the hell is going on? Maybe a lot more knowledge around why we're here. Mate, if extraterrestrials visit us one day and decide to inform us about things that they've learned, it might be just mind-blowingly amazing. I say bring it on if that's the case. Star family of the universe, come down, hang out, let's have a barbie, let's talk about where you've been and what's out there, and things that we can do and see. I mean, I'm up for it, like exciting stuff, right? I hear about people online that have had abduction things, and I'm like, excellent, like sign me up, I'll go. I'll go. You know, I want to come back after a few days, but hey, it'd be an awesome excursion, hanging out in some UFO somewhere in space, zipping through at the, instantaneously in another planet. I mean, if Star Wars or Star Trek exists for real, I want to know. I want to know. I mean, if I was satellite Victoria. Well, the secret is, let me tell you, Roadster, right? It's each person creates their own reality. So even in a state like Victoria, we could have great success. Yes? So don't get caught up by what the masses are saying. Focus on you. You can transform your life for the better whenever you want. Whenever you want. All right? You've obviously connected with me to come and hang out because, hey, there's a few things that the old Craig fella is throwing out that I like the sound of, and maybe they'll help me transform some more things about my existence at some point, right? Always be open. Always be skeptical, but always be open, and always take what you like and chuck out what you don't like, because all of us are unique, and you don't need all my stuff and I don't need all your stuff, but there are things between all of us that help each other. That's the beauty of the existence. We're all traveling on our paths of learning in our own time. No one is doing anything wrong. No one is actually doing anything right. We're just existing and we're experiencing. That's the reality. There won't be any judgment when you pop out of this body one day and you go back to spirit. There's no judgment. There'll be no one there judging you. There'll only be love. They'll only be happy to see you, and you'll be home again. You'll be home. I believe that. I believe that. That's what it is. And you will look over the life that you've experienced and lived, and I hope that you can look over your life and say, I did the best that I could. I lived my best authentic life. You know what I mean? Failed state like Victoria. I love it, man. I love it. Feels like a massive awakening is happening. My friend, I think it is. I don't know, I'll ask you guys a question. Have you seen the, so there's a YouTube channel and a guy by the name of Daryl Anker, and he channels a spirit or an entity called Bashar. Have you ever heard of him? Bashar, B-A-S-H-A-R, and Daryl Anker is the channel. He channels the spirit. Never. Check out Daryl Anker and Bashar. So Bashar is I'm going to say this to you guys, he's supposedly, because we haven't met him, but he's supposedly an extraterrestrial. He is of the Sasani, they call it the Sasani race of extraterrestrials, and he is a contact specialist, he calls himself. So he is about helping the human race get ready for when disclosure happens, when the extraterrestrials show themselves to humanity and say, we are here as your brothers and sisters and we are here to help. And the word is on the street that in 2027, full disclosure is going to happen and we are going to meet some extraterrestrials. And your spirit animal was bourbon, and Roadstrom, mate, I love my bourbon too, right? Beautiful, beautiful drop. Would not. It's hard to connect with a high vibration when I'm on the bourbon, but it's a lovely drink, mate. It is a lovely drink. So, like I said, you embrace everything that you're passionate about. There is no rules here, guys. Guys and girls, there's no rules. If it's something you love and you do it genuinely and you're not hurting anyone else, enjoy. Yeah, Nordic, some other race. There's lots of them. If you check out Bashar, right, his YouTube channel, and you check him out, and this guy Daryl Anker's been channeling Bashar for over 40 years. So there's a lot of YouTube information, right? There's a lot of talks But what I can tell you from me checking this person out is when he speaks and answers questions and talks, there's no hesitation. When Bashar's coming through, it's confident, it's clear, there's so much detail. This is not fake. I'm sorry, but 110% I believe that what's going on there is real from my experience of reading different situations and what's going on. And there's a lot of people, motorcycles and firearms. My goodness, you go hunting a bit, Roadstrom. Is that something that you're passionate about? Like, hunting deer or stuff like that? Or is it just, motorcycles are great, but I've always been a terrible bike rider. I would have killed myself if I'd been on a motorbike, no doubt about it. I'd already have crossed over. I'll stick to the cars myself. So it's legit channeling, Mike. It's like this Bashar is, he's an entity that Darryl Anker is channeling, and he's probably one of the most famous channelers in the spiritual space of humanity, right? So, look, guys, I know it's good to be skeptical. Check him out, right? Bashar, Bashar. When I first saw his name, I was calling him Basher, but it's Bashar. Rocky V5, have you ever been? No, I have not been to the UK. I've been someone. How are you, brother? Hey, Liv, how you going? Bashar, that's the one, Mike. Yeah, check that out, mate, on YouTube. You'll be glad you did. You'll get lost in a lot of his videos, mate. But take what you like, chuck it what you don't like. A lot of the newer ones, check some of them out about what's coming up and things like that. And like I've said all night, guys, if you haven't subbed, please sub. When I jump on live, I'm going to be doing lots of lives all the time. So it's just really a place to hang out, talk, get my opinion on stuff. I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Aussie, telling you how I think it is. But everyone's got their opinions, right? And I've had a lot of interesting mentors over the journey. And I have my whole life. I've just thrown things away that don't sit, and I've taken things on that sit well with me. And I trust my intuition, and I build my own base of knowledge from that. But I prove things to myself. Mate, you are a legend, Roadstrom, and mate, I only wish the best for everyone, mate. We're all living our lives. We're all eternal. We're going to live forever, mate. That's what I believe. So, doesn't matter what you do. Enjoy your life. Experience what you need to experience. Have a great time and be good to yourself and be good to your friends and family and be good to strangers, and you'll find that stuff just starts to change for you. The more positive that you act to everyone, the more positive it comes back. It's very, very simple, and I think that's the thing that a lot of people get confused about in life, right? They try and put lots of curves and stuff on it, and you're not. I try to be Liv. I just try to be myself. Like the message that I want is all to take on and put it out there to your friends and family. Be your authentic selves and be brave. OLDW has aura. Yeah, everyone has an aura. It's your energy vibration, isn't it? It's the I had a great auntie that could see auras when she just lived life. She used to be in the Navy many years ago. She's passed now, but she used to tell me that she could see auras in everyone, just something she was born with. But she used to not talk to anyone about it because kids would pick on her. So, auras are there. They're your extension of your vibration, that you can actually learn to see them. So a little technique. I did a YouTube page on this once. I did a talk on it where if you hold your hand up and you actually focus on like so far out from the physical hand and you let your eyesight go fuzzy, you'll start to see the white energy, but then outside the white etheric type energy field, you can then start to catch a glimpse of the colors. The colors go further out, and that's, you might find blues or oranges, or so if you allow yourself to relax and let your eyes go fuzzy, you can actually start to allow yourself to see auras, right? So I say practice on your hand and that type of thing, like when you're trying to do it, but you've got to try and relax. If you try too hard to do a lot of these things, you actually block your ability. So you've got to let yourself relax, let your eyes go out of focus, and just focus outside the line of the physical, and you might be quite amazed at what you start to see. And you can even see a little bit of a dark, there's also a dark line, I think, before the white line. So, you know, don't necessarily ask me what each of these energy layers are called. I'm probably not going to have the answer to that, but you can see if there's a certain color that you see in your aura, it usually represents, maybe it's the energy that you're attracting to you with what you're going through. So let's say you were having, I don't know, let's say you were searching for love in your life. You might find green in your aura, because green is about unconditional love. So you might be searching for a genuine partner in your life. So you might be attracting that vibration in. I knew if I said focus on your hand rotation, you'd take it, you'd run with it. That's okay, my friend. That is okay. Practice makes perfect, right? Yeah, Roadstrom's okay, Liv. He's okay. And all of us have to be our authentic, unique selves. Embrace yourself, embrace change. Change, again, I'm going to go back to change. Change happens every single millisecond of every day. We are changing. So you must try to embrace change, that we are beings of change. We evolve all the time. When you think that life's stagnant, it's because you've probably got a lot of beliefs that have blocked you up, and your change is creating the same situation every day. You've got to clear the blockages to allow the new to come in. So the more you embrace change, the more the flow can happen. Yeah? Sounds easy, doesn't it? It can be easy, but most of the time we get in our own way, right? Most of the time our own frustrations and life and other things that go on can block us from allowing that flow. Relaxing, doing the opposite, not trying so hard, doing the opposite of that is how you allow the flow. Doing what you prefer in life lifts your vibration. So relax, go with the flow, do the things that you prefer, remind yourself or find those things, or remember what it was like when you were a kid. What were you into? What did you love? Start to add them into your life. I know that we're all out there working, we're all out there doing things to support our family and friends and everything. Well, changes happen every second. I know that you're happy and you're a genuine cat, and I know that, man. I can tell, right? And you are appreciated, mate. I do appreciate you. But when, change is something that we're always doing, even though we don't realize it. It's actually, I know that, the reason I know that is you're getting older, aren't you, Roadstrom? Every second of every day you are growing older in this reality. You are changing your molecules every split second. Change is constant. You can't run away from it. You're happy with what you have right now, and I can appreciate that, but you could have more of that to allow more positive in. You could expand further. If you look at your life from different advantage points, you get different perspectives, and that can actually help you to expand and have more of the things that you want in your life too. So we put limits on ourselves, and if you really are someone that is just going to stay with what I've created here and I want to keep in that space, then you'll stay there. But know that every one of us can allow more positive in whenever we choose to. And you can choose not to, right? It's all sweet, man. It's like I said, you're the one that's in control. You're in the driver's seat, like all of us. We're in our own driver's seats. We can't control someone else, but we damn well can control everything that goes on with our lives. And I'm here to say that's what I believe. Taking your power back. We are the masters of our own reality, okay? That's my core belief. We create what's going on. The power of your mind and your comments is unbelievable. And like I said, you prove it every day when you say something nice to someone and they say it back to you. You're proving it. It's reflecting. You're getting that reflection. My friend, you are a person and a spiritual being that lives forever. You are Goddess, all it is. You live many, many lives. You do them for the learning, the experience, like we all do. This is one drop of sand in the ocean of existence experiences that you have had and will have. This is your playground. You've created it with the rest of us. Go forward, enjoy your life to the fullest. That is the most simplest thing you can do, mate. And if anyone tells you you can't go and enjoy and do things that you love, they're full of it, mate. You choose to do that. You can choose to have that. Your action is with what you say, what you do, what do you want. Remind yourself of what you love and start to ask for it, start to do it. Thank yourself for making your life unbelievable, right? Start to put it into practice. I don't know, sorry, Rachel, but I'm not sure what part of the world you're in again, but when you go through Macca's, because everyone's got Macca's, right? You go through Macca's and they go, have a nice day. Oh, why did I say it like an American? But they're putting out a positive comment, and I all the time go, you have a nice day too. I can't help myself because they've said something very nice to me. So I say it back. They're creating positive, right? And that's okay, mate. If you haven't come to that understanding, like I've proven certain things to myself in my life that make me understand that there's more to it, like the out of body experience, and through other situations of hanging around people that spend time looking at life from that spiritual side, not religious, but from a spiritual, like meditation side, and discussing that stuff. I mean, yeah, and your gut is your intuition. That is you, right? That is your intuitive self. First thought is never wrong, but it's very hard for people to often trust that first thought. Oh, you're in Brisbane, mate, so you get some awesome weather up there. And you do have Macca's, right? So, yeah, your instincts are never wrong. You've got to trust them. That's the hardest thing. ARNYXI, the bunny. Okay, cool. Hello, how you going? Welcome. Craigsworldrocks. We here are talking about life, the universe and everything, and how we can all make a difference in our lives, and we have the power to transform our lives for the better. And I'm a massive believer in that. So please go ahead. Fun fact, always up for one. Queensland is not a failed state. But, Queensland's the fun state, man. You should always be having fun. Look at all the theme parks and beaches and, I won't say it, my father's in the Queensland state, but he's a bit of a travelling Wilbury in his 80s. Travels around and just loves life, and he loves the warm weather up there. Balanced diet means cupcake in each hand. Oh, you're preaching to the choir. But this is the thing, right? This is the thing. Do what you prefer. You want to lift your vibration. You want to clear away the rubbish from your belief systems. You want to be a clearer, a person that knows who you are better. Yeah, Money Mojo, I could sense you like sweets. You want to clear away the clutter. Do the things that you love to do because they make you smile in your heart. They make you smile in your heart. Your heart's you. Your heart's the real you. It's not a natural manly thing from my generation to be saying, but it's the truth. The real you is here, right? The real you is being authentic, loving, caring person. Because when you care about others, you're caring about you. You're loving you. And you can't help anyone else until you find that within yourself, truly. Like, you truly can't. And it's taken the time to actually look at yourself and be honest with who you are and go, you know what? I just want to have more joy and more fun in my life. And I want to have that with the people around me. And that's it. Well, there you go. See, my old man was very close-minded about things too, and it's because I think a lot of the things that from that generation before us, you know, it was even harder. It was even harder, and their parents were even harder on them. And I'm sad for those guys, but they evolved from where their fathers were really restricted hard to when they went through another level, and then we're taking it to another level. We're breaking the chains, right? So Polly, that's very hurtful. I'm 56. So obviously you're not looking for a best friend in Craig, but you've said I'm 67. You know what? I'll be there at some stage. That's retirement age, girl. I'm guessing that Polly might be female. I have no idea. Why the 67 meme? Yeah, I know. What can you do, eh? Look, age is just a number. I'm 21 all the time inside. You know, see 67, we're like it's haunting me. Well, 67's my retirement age officially by the government. So, you know, 67. Well, yeah. There you go. What can you do? Just relax and let those 6s and 7s wash away and flow through, Polly. No stress at all. You know, I tell you what, don't spam 67. Yeah, well. Craig, it's a meme. Check it out. Okay, well, all right. I haven't checked it out. See? I'm not hanging out so much, watching everything as much as I should be. I tell you what, like, we've really had a good chat tonight. I feel really good about myself and what we've been able to talk about, and the vibe's feeling good and clear and high. I wonder, like, I'm probably eventually going to do the odd live where I play a bit of music, but my music mightn't be to everyone's taste. We'll see. You know, I like the old 90s heavy metal music and stuff like that. So it doesn't sound spiritual, but, you know, it makes me feel good, right? Then Roadstrom and I can both cheers each other with a bourbon while we talk about life, the universe and everything. And, you know, life, the answer to life, the universe and everything, it's 42, mate. Watch Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Love that. Love that movie. Love that series and book. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah, if you don't know that one, check that out as well. You play guitar, I figured so much. I could sense that. I grew up, I went through my younger years with many musos, and it was a great time. It was a time where I didn't know jack about life, really. I was just out there having fun and hanging out with my mates and listening to music and going to concerts. And, you know, in Melbourne, that was a great time. That was a great experience, and I'll always remember it. It was a great part of my life. Yeah, so, mate, guitar, excellent. Excellent. Music, check this out. For those who haven't seen it before, look, this is my little vibrational singing bowl. I don't know what vibration it is, but, you know, it does relax me. So there's my musical prowess for you. So singing bowls are cool. You can get crystal ones, you can get metal ones, you can get, you know, all different. Vibration is the key to our lives. Color, vibration, they're all connected. Your auras, it's all vibration. And we get blockages. We get blocks in our vibrations. And that's often caused from negative beliefs or things that have been dumped upon us. And at times we have to clear those low vibrations away to allow the clean vibrations to come back in and make us feel up and about again. And the more we focus on the clear and lifting it, the more positive we do, the higher our vibration goes, and the more I believe we will open up to what life is truly meant to be. Right, I'm $7 in deep right now. I'm 17. Whoa. Okay, $7 in debt. Well, $7 ain't too much, is it? I'm sure it'll be okay. We're all here to support each other. At Craigsworldrocks, I love living my life and doing the things that make me feel good, and that's what I want you guys to do too. Follow your passions. Follow your passions. Getting paid tomorrow, happy days. Isn't payday awesome? When you got some cashola back in the bank and you can get out there and do whatever it is you need to do and pay that bill so you don't get kicked out of your rental or out of your house with your mortgage, whatever it might be. Oh, payday's great. Oh, the old days when I worked as a young guy, they used to come along with a pay packet. They'd give you cash in a pay packet. You're retired, man. Well, you a lucky bugger. I've got another decade to go, I reckon. We'll see. But I don't think, like, retirement's one thing, right? But I don't think that I'm ever going to really retire, because I'm always going to be doing something. I mean, I think if you stop doing things and you have nothing to do, that's when, you know, you want to find another passion, because life is about, you know, experience and learning and growing, and you don't want nothing. Am I mortgage free? You mortgage free? Not quite yet. We're getting there. It's been a long journey, but getting there. Polly, my friend, thank you for hanging out. And remember, guys, like, if you haven't subbed, make sure you do, because I'm going to be doing a lot of lives. You're stuck. We're stuck. Is that you're stuck with your mortgage, or you're stuck with getting to the point where you can buy a house? I suppose my generation, we kind of just got in before a lot of the price hikes with homes. It's very, very hard to save up for a mortgage these days, because you need to have such a big, 7 and 10, and you retired, man. Whoa, well, that's a busy retirement. It'll be easy to find things to do, right? Wait, it's only 7:45. Own a home. You know what? My advice to you, Mike, is this, mate. If you can't get enough up to buy a home, build yourself a little nest egg. Try and save up 10 grand, 5 grand, whatever it might be. Invest it. Invest it in something that's going to grow over time. Make the money work for you. That's security as well, because really buying a home is... It helps you create wealth in your life, yes, and that gives you security. And I think that's the main thing that the Australian dream was always about, having that security. Yeah, so I did put it in crypto 21. Well, you know, that's not a bad move. I'd be very, myself, not going to give you financial advice. I've got into things over the years where they haven't worked out so good, but, you know, and other things where they have. So, you know, diversify. They say diversify. Mate, of course they are. I've got 2 boys as well, mate. They're the best thing in life. And they're both trying to end up being in their own homes. You know, it's tough. They're young adults, and you know, it's tough, man. It's just the Australian way of life is kind of gone. Getting a house didn't work out. Well, don't give up, Mike. And you know, I'd probably look at things, if you're going to save up a bit, that you can get a bit aside and invest in something. Well, here's another book for you, Mike, right? This is a book I was told about many, many years ago when I first was a younger fella. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. The Richest Man in Babylon. And it's a very, very old story, but it's about how you turn pennies into dollars into lots of money. The Richest Man in Babylon. Yep. So check that one out and see if it helps. I got a lot of good things from that book when it comes to investing when I was younger. But you really want to invest in people that know what they're doing, right? So if you want to invest in a paint company, you want to make sure that they're really, really good paint company, because they're going to keep growing and they're specialists in that space. You don't want to invest in a jeweler or a jewelry store that's owned by a butcher, because the butcher might not be so good at growing a jewellery business. Yeah, and it is criminal what's happening in our country, and it's not going to help our young people at all. 100% agree, mate. Things have to change, and I'm hoping over the next few years that we do see some major changes with things. I mean, things have got to break at some point. They've got to change, mate, because we're not the lucky country, right? We're not. We have a great, we got freedom to a point, but what is freedom, right? We don't want to probably go down this rabbit hole, but all you can do is do your best. Yeah, all you can do is do your best. Live your life to its fullest and build authentic people around yourself. Surround yourself with people that are going to tell you how it is and give you the information that you want. You want to learn how to build your wealth, hang around people that have built their wealth. I know it sounds really simple, but often we don't, you know. Often we hang around people that are struggling like we are. Go to places where there's people that are about growing their wealth and actually learn from those people. You want to actually look at the experts in the field that you need to, that you want to grow into, right? And I suppose I would look at myself as someone that just dives into talking about life in general, look at it from all different angles. That's my specialty. I love it, right? It's fun, because it's my passion. And, you know, everything else, be skeptical, be balanced, be focused, and be good to yourself, and be good to your family, and to be good to be strangers, be good to people that come into your life. You're testing yourself all the time with different situations. It's how you react to the situations that matters. All right, guys, on that note, I've been talking for over an hour and a half, and whew, I think I am done and dusted for one more night. So if you haven't sub. Next time I pop on, come on, have a chat. You guys have been fantastic. Mike, Roadstrom, thank you for hanging out. You guys are genuine. Have a good night. We will talk again. I am not going away anytime soon. We will keep growing this channel together. If you got mates and friends that you reckon would like the talk that we get into, share my YouTube channel, mate, and we'll keep on growing. All right. So take care, guys. Appreciate you all, and have a great night and day tomorrow. All right. We'll see you soon. Let's go.